Hello everybody. Thank you for attending our webinar today. Today we will be going over different button functions of the NovaChat device. My name is Kara Hubers and I'm the National Market Consultant for Saltillo Corporation. Here's our agenda for today. These are just some of the button actions that we are going to cover. It's by no means an inclusive list of all of the button actions that are available within the NovaChat. These are just some of the more popular button actions that people ask for. So the first button action that we're going to work on today is choosing a different keyboard. Saltillo has provided a number of keyboards throughout the system, such as ABC keyboards, QWERTY keyboards, keyboards to be used with key guards, and sometimes when you pick a vocabulary, the keyboard that is the default keyboard is not the one that you wish to use. For instance, I'm looking at a ChatPower 24 vocabulary right now, and the keyboard, when I type on the keyboard key here, it's going to take me to an ABC keyboard. I don't particularly like ABC keyboards. I prefer a QWERTY keyboard because that's what I'm used to. So I want to set up this keyboard button to go to a QWERTY keyboard instead of the ABC keyboard. So the first thing that we had to do is to make a copy of our ChatPower 24 because anytime we do any type of editing, we have to be in a copy. We can't edit those original files. So I'm already in a copy of ChatPower 24 and I already have it in edit mode. As you see at the bottom in red, it tells you that I'm in edit mode. So what we're going to do is edit this button to link to my new keyboard. So to edit the button, we're going to press and hold on it and choose Edit Button. And then under the Actions tab, you'll see the action of Navigate. And right now you'll see that it's set up to navigate to the ABC keyboard. This is what we want to change. So let's tap on Navigate here. And we're going to choose Set, because Set is going to tell it what page to go to. This is going to bring up a list of all of the pages that are in that ChatPower 24 vocabulary, including different keyboard options that are offered. So you'll see right here I have my QWERTY keyboard option, so that's what I'm going to tap on to select. And on the right-hand side, you'll see it brings up just a little screenshot image of the QWERTY keyboard, so I know I've picked the right one. And then I'm going to choose OK and Save. So now when I tap on that button, it's taking me to a QWERTY keyboard instead of an ABC keyboard. So we've set it up correctly. One thing to keep in mind is that not every vocabulary has all of those keyboard options. So if you are in a different vocabulary and you don't see multiple keyboard options, they may not be available to you. So for the rest of the webinar today, we are going to switch over to a different vocabulary. So let's take it out of edit mode, and then what we're going to do is go to my library, and we're going to choose a Multi-Chat 15 student copy that we've already made. I've already made a copy called Button Actions, so that's the one we're going to work in today. We're going to choose Open. And keep in mind that any of these button actions that we're performing today can be stored to any button that you want, anywhere within your vocabulary. Wherever it would make sense for you to put these is where you would put those within your vocabulary. For today's purposes, since I'm demoing several different button actions, I'm just going to put them all on a blank page that I've created. So under Things, More Things, I've created this button that links to a blank button actions page. And again, this is just for time's sake, so I'm not navigating through all these different pages. I'm just going to put them all on the same page to show you the different button functions. So the next one we're going to talk about is how to open an Android app from within the NovaChat. If you have an open device, you can program a button anywhere within your NovaChat device to open any Android application that you have downloaded on your NovaChat device from within the NovaChat. This is nice because you don't have to exit out of the NovaChat vocabulary to get to Facebook or to get to Twitter or your grocery list or whatever it may be, a game that you want to play. You can just program that for a touch of a button within the NovaChat and it will open it from there. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to edit this top button up here. So let's put it into edit mode, and we're going to press and hold on the button and choose Edit Button. And the label I'm going to give it is Angry Birds because I want to open the Angry Birds app from within my NovaChat here. So I'll just tap Angry Birds, and then I actually am going to give it a picture as well. So let's choose Find under the image here and see if we have any Angry Birds images. So Angry Birds shows up in my search box up here. If I tap on Search, it's going to search our symbol database for anything that contains Angry Birds in the title. So let's see what it brings back for us here. And it brought back 2 images for us, so let's just choose one, and that's going to be the picture on our button. But now comes the important step. Everything today is going to be done under the Actions tab. So let's tap on the Actions tab, and we're going to add an action, and our action is going to be Open Android Application. You'll notice that all of these actions are in alphabetical order, so you would just scroll down to the appropriate one, and we are going to tap on Open Android Application. When we do that, it's going to bring up a list of our applications that we have installed on our NovaChat. And again, they're all in alphabetical order as well. So it's just going to ask us to choose which app do you want to open from that button. And if you don't see the app that you want on here, that just means it's not on your device. So then you would have to go to the Market store, the Android Market, and download that app onto your device. So Angry Birds is listed here. That's the one I want. So it's taking us back to our Actions page now. And the next thing that I want to do is remove the speech message. Anytime you create a button, it will automatically put the action of speech message on it. But I don't want it to speak the words Angry Birds. I just want it to open the application. So I'm going to remove that action. Now my only action is to open the Angry Birds. So I'm going to save it. And now I have my Angry Birds button here. So let's just test it and show you what that looks like. So when I tap on Angry Birds, it's going to take a second here to load up the Angry Birds app. And I just had to exit out of there because it was really loud. So you just exit out of your app and it takes you right back to the NovaChat software. So very cool. The next action that we're going to be talking about is storing text to a button. One reason you might want to do this is if you're giving a presentation in front of a lot of people, it may be difficult for you to stand up there and compose all of your sentences kind of on the fly, especially if it's a 15 to 20 minute presentation or longer. So what we've allowed you to do is to create text, store it to a button, and then you can, from the touch of that button, speak the text that you've stored previously. So what you would do here is you would probably go and create several buttons in sequential order of your presentation. The first button I would have maybe the first 3 or 4 sentences on. The next button I would have the next couple sentences, and so on. So that when you're in front of everybody, you can just go through and press the buttons, and that's going to speak your presentation for you. So to store text to a button, we first need to create a button that will do this for us. So we need to create a button with the button action of store text to button. So we're just going to do that on the next blank space here. So when we press and hold, we're going to edit this button, and the label is just going to be store text because that's what I want to happen. And I'm not going to give this button a picture. The next thing I need to do is go to the Actions tab and add the action of store text to button. So let's scroll down in alphabetical order here, and there's our button function of store text to button. So we'll select that one. Again, I'm also going to remove speech message from here because I don't want it to say the words store text. I just want it to store the text. And then we'll choose Save. So now we have this button that will store any text that's in our speech display bar to the next button that we touch. So let's go ahead and let's hit the Home button, and I need to compose some text in my speech display bar. So I'll just say something such as,
"Hello. Good morning. How are you?"
So I have this text in my speech display bar. Then what I need to do is go back to the page where I have that button, and I'm going to press the Store Text button What it's going to do is give me a little warning that says all of the text from the speech display bar is going to be stored on the next button that I touch. Are you sure you wish to continue? Yes, I do, because that's what I'm trying to do here. So you hit yes, and then the next button that you touch, it's going to store the text. So I'll just touch the next button over, and it put the text that's in the speech display bar on my button now. Hello, good morning, how are you? So you would just go through and keep composing all of your sentences. You would hit store text and then touch the next button, and hit store text and touch the next button to store all of your text in there. So now if we press it,
Hello, good morning. How are you?
It says what was in my speech display bar before. Let's move on to creating a battery status. Sometimes it's helpful to you to know what the battery status is on your NovaChat device. Some of the vocabularies already have a button that has this battery status programmed into it, but if you're using a vocabulary that doesn't, or it's not in a convenient place for you, maybe you want to create that on the front page of your vocabulary or wherever it makes sense to you, you have the option to create your own button there. So to create a battery status, we are going to then just choose the next blank button we have here. We're going to edit that button, and for label, we're going to type in battery status. And for our picture, let's scroll down here and see if we can find a picture that has battery, probably battery status, and nothing will come back. So let's take off the word status and just search for battery and see what images come back for battery in our database here. And it's searching all of our symbols here. It's come back with a few options for us here of batteries. I happen to like the bottom one, so let's just choose that for battery status. The next thing we need to do is go to our Actions tab, and we're going to add an action, and our action is going to be battery status. So let's select battery status, and again, let's remove that speech message by pressing and holding on it and tapping remove. And we're going to save. And now when we tap on our battery status button here,
Device battery is 95% and it's charging. Amp battery is 85% and it's charging.
so it's telling you the device battery status and the amp battery status, which is a really nice thing for some people. Excuse me. Let's move on to recording audio. You do have the option here to record voices or sounds to play back at the touch of a button. This is nice because you can record a message from the teacher at school and play it when you get home for mom. Same thing, you can go the other way, record a message from home and play it when you get to school for mom. So it's a great way to send messages back and forth. So what we're going to do is just choose the next button down here. So again, we're still in edit mode. We're going to press and hold this button, and we are going to edit it. And our label is just going to be record audio. So I know what this button does. And I'm not going to put a picture on this button. So let's move on to the Actions tab. And under Actions here, let's add an action. And our action is going to be record audio. And it's going to ask us, do we want to import this audio from a file? Do we want to create a new recording, or do we want to choose an existing recording? So let's go ahead and create a new recording here. And we have to give it a name. I'll just call it message from school. And you'll see the record button here, so we can record our message right there as well. So let's just record a simple message. Susie got an A on her math test today. So you can stop and play it, and then we'll choose Save. And I am also going to remove that speech message from this button because I don't want it to say record audio, I just want it to record the audio. So let's remove it and hit save. So now we have that button for record audio. What we need to do now is to create a button that will play the audio. So this button is going to play recordings of someone speaking or sounds that were previously recorded. So let's edit this button next to it. Choose Edit Button. For the label here, I'm going to choose Play Audio. And I'm not going to put a picture on this one either. So let's go to the Actions tab, and we need to add the action of Play Audio. And we're going to choose to play an existing recording, because we want to play the one we just recorded, and it's called Message from School. And again, I want to remove the speech message here and hit save. So now when I hit this play audio button,
Susie got an A on her math test today.
It's going to play that audio that we previously recorded. Along with recording and playing audio, you can also stop audio. So we can stop any speech that is currently speaking or any audio files that are currently playing. This will stop the speech. If I happen to play that audio button again, I can stop it right in the middle of it. Or if I have just any text in my speech display bar, I can stop it in the middle of that as well. So let's create a button for stopping audio. So we're going to edit this button. We're going to call this one Stop Audio. And in this case, let's go ahead and put a picture on this button. Let's see if we can find anything. It probably won't bring back anything for stop audio, so let's just see what it brings back for stop. See if there's any images of a stop sign or something like that in there that we can put on our button. So it's searching the symbol database for us, and it has brought back several stop images here. So let's scroll down and see. There's a stop light, there are multiple stop signs. Let's just choose a stop sign here. Let's go to the Actions tab and add the action. And our action is going to be stop. Let's remove the speech message and save it. And let me play what's in the speech display bar for you, and I'll immediately try to stop it as well.
Device battery is 90.
So you'll see that hitting that button stopped it before it was completely done speaking everything within the speech display bar, which is exactly what we wanted it to do. So let's move on to adding a help signal. There may be times when some users would benefit from having a very loud help signal programmed into their device in case they need to get the attention of others. Maybe they can't yell at all, or they can't use the words on the device to get attention, but maybe if they hear this little help signal, that will bring others coming to you. So let's go ahead and program this button to have a help signal on it. Let's choose Edit Button. For the label, I'm just going to put Help. And let's put a picture on there as well. So let's find something and see if anything comes back for help. So see what is in our symbol database for the search term help here. And it has come back with several images here. Let's use this one. I like this one for the help button. So let's go to the Actions tab now and add the action. And our action is going to be help signal. So let's tap help signal. Let's remove that speech message again. So we just have the action of help signal. We're going to save it. And now when I tap on this button, You'll see it's a very loud help signal that plays just with the touch of a button. So that would be an easy way to get the attention of others around you. And then finally, we are going to program some buttons to turn the audio up or the audio down. The NovaChat device already has a volume up and down button on the side of it, but some users find that difficult to access if they're in a wheelchair or something like that, where they can't really reach over to the side of the button. Maybe it's mounted on a mount and it's just easier for them to turn up the audio or turn down the audio from the touch of a button. So let's program two buttons on the bottom row here, one being a volume up button and one being a volume down button. So we're still in edit mode. We're going to edit this first button, and we're going to make the label say volume up. And again, some vocabularies will come with a volume up and a volume down programmed in there already. So let's find an image for volume up, see if it brings back anything for us. Hopefully there's a symbol in there for turning the volume up. If there wasn't, we could always import one of our own images that we've created as well. So there are a couple volume up images in here. Let's choose this one with the arrow that goes up. And we need to go to the Actions tab, add the action, and our action is going to be volume up. Let's remove the speech message from there and hit save. Right next to it, let's create a button for volume down. So let's edit that one. We're going to follow the same process. For the label, we'll just call it volume down. And for our picture, let's see if we can find a similar image to the volume up one that we just found in there. So let's hit search and see what exists in our symbol database here. And it's going to bring back some volume down images for us. Let's choose the matching one with the arrow that goes down. On the Actions tab, let's add the action of volume up, or I'm sorry, volume down this time. And let's remove the speech message and hit save. So let's put some text in our speech display bar. And
hello, good morning, how are you?
I'll try to have that speak again while turning the volume down at the same time so we can hear that working.
Hello, good morning, how are you?
I don't know if you could really tell, but it was turning the volume down as I was pressing it. If I press it again, you probably can't hear that because I've turned the volume down by hitting this button. So if I press it again and turn volume up, it should turn the volume up and it will be louder again. So those are all of the button actions that we're covering today. If you have further questions on these or any of the other button actions that we did not cover, feel free to email support@saltillo.com. You can also call the support line at 800-382-8622. For other webinars concerning the NovaChat, you can find those at saltillo.com/webinars. And please join us on social media. We do have a Facebook page, a Twitter account, and a YouTube channel. Thanks so much for attending today. Have a great day.